as all the talent that Eminem has as a lyricist and as an artist, would y'all ride down the street listening to Eminem and y'all talk?
I'm not. Yeah, look, Eminem does certain songs for me, right?
Right.
But I wasn't a huge Eminem fan. But I can acknowledge that wordplay, lyrics, and delivery, he probably one of the better ones in the rap game.
And I feel that way, but I also felt like that he never made music for me per se, for me to roll with. You know what I'm saying? I think he made music for the masses.
Yeah, for his demographic. That's cool, though.
Right. I mean, that's cool. I'm not, cause I think a lot of people didn't appreciate him as an artist or a lyricist until he got on Renegade with Jay-Z.
But my thing also, you see, like, the world too also is racist too as well. When you're different color coming and trying to fit in the hip hop, you know, before you get in there, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get some grief. Yeah, you're gonna get some grief.
But I also felt like it was easier for him to make it to the level he made it to because of who he was. I mean, and I feel like, and it's not taking nothing away from him as an artist. I just felt like that they was always, well, I ain't gonna say they, well, the Caucasian community was always looking for a type of rapper who can represent them.
Oh, yes.
And so I felt like it's easy.
We all are, though.
Right, all right.
So like when you say your music, right, and you like, I like the 8 balls because you relate to that, right?
Right.
So that's what music is. Music is relating to your genre, right? No, but I'm saying, like, with them, I don't want to discredit him because people relate to his music as well, just not me.
I'm about to get him.
Good.
Would you relate to a bluegrass music?
And to be honest, okay, I'm gonna be all the way 100 with you. When I worked at the Mercury Ballroom, they brought in several different genre of music.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So yeah, I don't listen to some bluegrass, and I've been like, ooh, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm an open-minded person. So when something sounds good, it sounds good. I don't care what type of music it is. If it sounds good. So it was a couple of artists, I'm like Alan Stone. I never listened to Alan Stone. But he came to the Mercury Ball, and I was blown away because he sung some great music.
Okay, let me tell you this. I moved out here in 96, right? And I'm blown away. I've been blown away that Louisville, the state of Kentucky actually, but Louisville particularly, has these phenomenal artists, right? But these artists rarely seem to blow. And for me, this, from an outsider looking in, this is one of the main reasons why. I don't know why Kentucky artists do this. For some reason, Kentucky artists like to push the country hillbilly theme. Like when Nappy Roots came out, I didn't understand that. For me not being here, I'm like, why? Yeah, I'm like, why are they pushing this hillbilly
I can't speak
image
on them. I cannot because I wasn't there at that time. But I also felt like that was relatable to how people looked at Kentucky.
But not black Kentucky.
Right, but still, not even. But you got to understand that a lot of them was not directly from the city of Louisville.
But where have you seen a black hillbilly?
I mean,
even in the state, we ain't.
No, I mean, but right. I'm saying, but if you grew up in Western Kentucky or Eastern Kentucky or somewhere
like Shelbyville,
right? We don't know that.
But what I'm saying is that when you're on a major label, right, and you're putting your music out to the world, right, it might not be embraced by the rest of the world with this image.
But I think, but the thing about it is that a lot of people embrace Nappy Roots more so of their music than their image
from the black community.
Right. So but all over.
You think so from the black community?
Yeah, for all over the world, I figured they was more known for being the music because they make good music more so of being represented as
But do you feel like Louisville has had an artist throughout a group, right, from history outside of Static Major, right? Because Static was one of those. Right. But do you feel like the image represented Louisville correctly?
No.
Like I don't feel like Louisville embraces the image of Nappy Roots like they do of a Static Major.
But you got to understand, Louisville, it's the state of Louisville and then the state of Kentucky.
And Nappy Roots' image was the state of Kentucky image. Right. It wasn't Louisville. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? You could say because Louisville culture is different than any other city in the state of Kentucky.
You said the rest of Kentucky is more country than Louisville. What you saying? Louisville's the big metro city,
right?
And the rest of the state is country backwood hill. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. You ain't about to put that on me.
Outside of Lexington,
what I'm saying is Louisville is more
Western,
urban than the rest of them other cities in
bluegrass towns.
Because
right?
if you look at Lexington, I mean, you know what I'm saying, I never lived there, but
it's
to
like
me,
Louisville.
Lexington is more of a college town.
Louisville too.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, but you know what I'm saying.
No, if you're talking about
fully.
sports,
No,
like
I'm talking about as far as you're not gonna hear somebody be like, well, I'm going to Lexington to go party. But
Yes,
even
I
though
do.
they
Yes, I do.
listen to what I'm saying. But even though they do go party there, you know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, Kentucky, Lexington, the University of Kentucky might be the biggest thing in Lexington.
No.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Nah, that's the biggest thing in Kentucky.
Yeah,
period.
yeah. Look, Lexington is like
I'm not.
they to me they sit very similar. These two, and I'm in Lexington every day.
I mean, like I said, I haven't been there, so it's.
Yeah, I'm there every day.
It's
Pretty
like-
much,
I think we need to take it.
they're pretty much the same cities to me.
Same thing.
Nah.
Yes.
But I think a lot of Louisville. I think a lot of times we feel as having a Louisville represented as artists. It's not so much of the music because I think we put out outstanding music. I always feel like it's the business side of it
And the image.
And the image too. Did y'all know that City of Louisville was the #1 racist big city in the whole state of Kentucky?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you're gonna run to those kind of stuff when it's come for development, like black balls, all that kind of stuff, and that's why like
I said, the business side.
Yes,
I
sir.
always feel like the business
business
side
side
of it is
Yes.
not always
the way you expect it.
100 when it comes to that because I always feel like some artists they are happy with being local famous.
Look,
It's
say
still-
it again.
They happy with being local famous instead
The
of
mindset.
nationwide famous.
And look, all that look.
Ah.
But
Block
look,
famous.
but look,
Yeah.
everything. What I'm saying is everything plays into that, right? Not just your business, your image as well.
Well,
If your image only produces a
Local.
local look, it's not going to be embraced globally.
Right, but what I'm saying is when I say local famous is that they satisfied with pushing their music just in Louisville and not pushing their music nationwide. And I feel like it's part of the business because they don't know how.
Right. But also, that's what I'm saying too.
Some, I'm saying some.
But this is what I'm saying too. Part of pushing yourself into other markets, right? Or why do you like the 8-Ball MJGs? Because you relate to them, right? So if you're not able to push your brand that's relatable outside of the city of Louisville, you can have all your business straight, but if people outside of here can't relate to you because you're so local about your lyric, your image, your everything, it's going to be hard to push it nationally. It's going to be very hard to push it nationally. So I see that a lot.
Yeah, but I also think, me personally, I also feel like that, you know what I'm saying, it's a disconnect between the local scene and the radio stations.
But my thing is, I don't think that's why I try to teach some of those cats. Don't put yourself as a local
Artist.
Artist is an artist. I don't care you was pushing 150 key view or 10 view or 3 view. You're artist. But when you categorize yourself as
a
local, people don't respect you.
Yeah, I always said,
Just like you said, the image.
So my thing is, what I'm saying, a lot of independent. A lot of people don't say I'm an independent artist. They say I'm a local artist. So I think it's a lot of the wordplay is different.
But it's just like say like when you're listening to a seasoned artist, right, that's being groomed in the industry, the lyrics are even different. If I can listen to an artist and I'll be like, man, that music is hot, right? But all the musical references are 3rd Street, the club here. Someone outside of the city, it doesn't relate to them because all the lyrics are pertaining to something only you would know if you live in this little radius. Your musical vocabulary has to increase as well, no matter how good you are with wordplay.
But my things, I'm not trying to cut you short. My things are like a lot of artists don't have no stage presentations. Stylists. You know what I'm saying? That image speak a lot.
I say it's always 3 parts. It's the music, the image, and the marketing.
Like your guy, Yola, right? When I heard his music, and I said, man, this guy got some really good music, and it wasn't local. It wasn't local sounding. Like it wasn't. There weren't a bunch of local references in it. You wouldn't even know where he's from unless you just sat down and have a conversation with him. So he doesn't come off as a local artist.
But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, to me it's like you still gotta build your brand inside the city also. You know what I'm saying? You can't always just focus on out of town, out of state markets. You got to focus on all markets.
Focus on social media.
Right. I mean, yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
You can blow up from anywhere now.
Yeah, but it's not that too. Even but you have to be able to do traveling. Because a lot of artists cannot live the state.
But it's also about putting yourself out there where people recognize you. Right,
Invest
where people recognize you. Like when you step out this door, they be like, okay, that's Brad.
Mm-hmm.
When he step out, they be like, okay, it's him. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody know me. Ain't nobody know. A lot of people try.
Everybody know you.
Listen, no jokes.
I tried to write his article.
I went to a lot of time when I go to places, like you say, to the club.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I did, I make sure I pay my money straight to the door when I go in. A lot of times, when people know you, you know what I'm saying, using do you know him? You know what I'm saying, your language? No, because the thing that we have here in Louisville, when somebody know you and you doing an event, instead to support you, they try to break you.
True.
See now. Look, you're on the backside of that, right? Do you experience that?
A lot.
Like when you go to certain venues or certain events, you feel the pressure.
No. My main thing is if I know Brett throwing a party, you know what I'm saying. My duty is not just because me and Brett is close. My main action is to make sure, you know what I'm saying, to pay so other people might see that, you know what I'm saying. Him and Brett is cool. He pay. If he pay,
I need to pay.
I need to pay.
Right. I mean, I think everybody always look for that homeboy hookup.
Oh, but my thing is the homeboy hookup. That's why
I think everybody, and I think as far as that's why I say the business. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna support my guy more than just say, give me some. Here go a couple of dollars. Here go your $1 because I know this is what it costs to get in. Now, okay, well since we boys, you can let me backstage though, but I'm gonna pay. You know what I'm saying?
So we got a men's conversation. Welcome to the microphone. Let me ask you a question. In DJing, don't walk out the door.
We're gonna get
him back in here. But so do you experience people coming to you not wanting to pay?
Yeah. Oh, can you go get him? Can you go get him?
It's always that. It's always that.
Yeah. You can might put it in the middle of the set and saying people oh, that's my homeboy. Go get him. You know what I'm saying, all that kind of stuff.
I mean, it's been shows where we did locally at the Mercury Ballroom, and it's like, what's up? You got some? Can I? Instead of leading with, I got this for you. Let's see what we can work on. If I already
put your names on the list,
that's how it works. You gotta pay.
Hey, my thing is, I experienced the urban music, the Kentucky Urban Music Award that happened. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of miscommunications. People that was nominated. You know what I'm saying? Traffic was crazy, all that kind of stuff. By the time we get to the door, it was a lot of disaster.
It was.
This past year?
This year. You know
what I'm saying? Okay. I haven't heard nothing from the award, the Kentucky awards, but I also feel like, okay, I mean, and this is not knocking them.
You want me to say it so you don't get the heat for it?
No, I don't care about it. I don't care about the heat. I just feel like that it's cliquish. And if they don't like you, you're not a part of they don't push your stuff as well as they push somebody that they roll with. Okay,
well, let me give you a suggestion. This is not hate. This is not anything, right? And if Slick, Amber, and those are part of it, who's the third person?
Some of those DJs.
Okay,
the least,
right? Let me give from an outsider my advice. Okay, I think the concept of the awards are great. I think it's great. I think what happens is that the same people win every year, right? Because I don't like the voting format. The format is that the audience or the fans vote. So say the fans nominate and vote. So say they want to vote for a podcast, the fans have to nominate, say Urban Voice, or say they want to nominate this radio station, Power 106 or whatever. The fans nominate it, and then it goes to a nomination category. Then the fans also get on the website and vote, right?
Ticket, yeah.
That doesn't necessarily translate into putting out the best project. It's who has the biggest fan base.
Yes.
So if you're more popular, you can have a business that isn't as good, but more people vote because they know you. So I think they should set up a board of qualified people, maybe someone like you on the board, and then when these nominations come in, the board votes on who's going to be the winner versus letting.
I think it's a two-part system to that. I think the artists need to vote because the artists know who's the hottest.
I don't want an artist to vote.
I mean,
because all the artists think they friends of the Bears.